You're listening to the Chatty Daddies podcast.
Welcome to the Chatty Daddies. I'm Trey Peart.
I'm JC Chavez.
And I'm Nick Adams.
Hello.
Can I just say, guys, recently I've discovered something about my son that drives me crazy.
Oh,
Okay.
what?
I know that we're supposed to love our kids through everything, but there's something that he does that it drives me insane.
6, 7.
Well, there's that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
There's
but that's
that
everybody.
bugs
That's
me. That's
universal.
everyone.
Yeah.
So my son is in third grade, and this is the first year where they have real work that actually counts for grades and things like that. So luckily his teachers say that if you fail something, you can redo it and turn it in for a certain amount of credit.
Okay.
Well, great. So I'm sorry, I missed.
He's in third grade.
Third grade.
And so we spend a night or two a week redoing some homework or some in-class assignments, a quiz, a test, a paper, a worksheet, and we just got to redo some questions. So, yes, he does not have the best handwriting. Neither does his father.
Neither
So
does my son. Is it a boy thing?
I don't know, but it's really how he holds his pencil, man. It is. I'm looking at it. I'm like, it is. You are not holding
That's
that
what
correct.
makes you lose your mind.
No. That's not
Oh.
what makes me lose my mind. I'm not there yet.
Because that also, my son,
What makes me lose my mind is if he needs to erase something and rewrite a word. Maybe he misspelled it. Maybe he's rewriting the sentence, whatever it is. He'll erase, but he won't wipe away the eraser dust and little crumbs that are behind
What?
from the eraser. He just starts writing over it. And I'm
Interesting.
trying, and it's already a very tense time trying to help your kids with their homework.
Yeah.
You'll get their tray. I don't know what it is, but there's instant fights and arguments that happen.
You learn with the first child, so you don't repeat it with the second, by the way. I just want to let you know that.
And I'm learning.
Okay.
I am learning.
I know.
And then he erases, and sometimes, he doesn't erase enough and tries to write over that along with all the pink eraser dust that's left behind.
Right.
Man, I'm like, hey, dude, can you wipe that away? Like, you can't even read what he's writing. It's just one of those things that this week it happened a couple times, and like my skin was crawling. And I was like, can we just wipe the page clean before you start writing again, please?
Oh, my goodness. And the worst is when they refuse to go get a new pencil and the eraser on the old one is completely gone, and you know what's about to happen. That paper is about to tear.
Oh, sure.
And when it tears, their little third grade brain cannot handle what just happened.
Mm-hmm.
And it is the biggest meltdown in the history of all mankind. And you try so hard not to say, I freaking told you to.
I know.
And there's so much. Walking away is a superpower when you have a kid between the ages of second grade and like fourth grade, because that's where it happens.
And I remember being little, getting in arguments
too.
with my parents when they were trying to help me. There was one time, my brother was always better at school than I was. One time, my brother was helping me, I believe, with math. I was probably in 5th or 6th grade. He's in middle school, and he's trying to help me. And I'm just getting in an argument. I'm being the jerk. I'm the problem here. We're sitting in our dining room, and he got so frustrated with me being a jerk, he turned around and he punched a hole in the wall. And so my mom, she took a cross and just hung it in front of the
Over
hole.
the hole?
Yeah.
And then she had to put other crosses around it so that it looked intentional. And there's not just one random cross in
It's
an
like,
awkward
it's
spot.
like a little bit up and to the
Yeah,
right.
and so
like,
he-
It's
there
just
was
to let no, the devil got through, but
Yes.
I'm going to put Jesus right there.
There was a hole in our wall for a while, years, with just hidden by a cross. So I get it. I don't know. It's a thing that happens, but that's
Have you-
what I'm dealing with.
Your brother has. Have you guys ever punched a hole in the wall?
I don't think so. I don't think I have.
I did as a teenager.
yeah, no comment.
I did as a teenager. And it was one of those where I kind of lost my cool.
Yeah.
I don't even remember exactly what I was frustrated with. I think I was frustrated with something my parents said. But I remember I walked in my room, I shut the door, and I turned, and the first thing I saw was a wall. And I don't know why. As I'm swinging, my fist is crossing my ear, and I'm looking at the fist in slow motion going to the wall. And I'm going, I wonder what's about to happen. And I remember my fist making contact with the wall and going through the wall. And me going, wow, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. And then time came back, and I pulled it out, and I go, oh, crap.
Oh, man.
So
I
it
did
was,
some
it, was
damage
a,
here.
it was a straight.
It was just a
was a
boom,
straight.
just a straight. And it I thought I was going to break. I thought my hand was going to I was going to break my hand or
You
something.
hit a stud, maybe.
Yeah, but it went right through that drywall. No problem. Didn't even hurt. I was actually so just shocked by how it didn't hurt. So I'm like, uh-oh. I'm about to get in big trouble.
Wait, where were you? What was the setting?
In my room.
It was in your room.
Something happened with my parents. I think they didn't want me to go somewhere. I think, if I recall correctly, I was probably 13, maybe 14 years old. So I would say 8th or 9th grade. I'm leaning towards 8th grade, I think, because I was young. And I remember I did that and thinking, oh, my God, this is not going to be good. And, again, I grew up in a Mexican family, so we don't do that. I mean, we do that, but we don't need to do that. And I just looked at that hole, and I go, oh, crap. My mom is going to kill me. My dad's going to kill me. Somebody's going to kill me. So I looked around my room, and I saw my Jenny McCarthy poster. And I go, Jenny, we're going to move you. So I moved Jenny from the left side of my room to the right side of my room, next to my closet where I did this. Not a good spot for a poster, but when you're a teenager, hey, you just throw stuff up. So I put it there. And my parents didn't know this happened until my mom called me a few years later after I had moved out, and they had bought a house and they moved. And my mom said, so we removed the poster and you never told us there was a hole behind it? I was like, oh, yeah, I think that happened when I was like 13. She goes, so for 5 years,
Yep.
there was a hole behind the poster? I was like, yep. And it worked.
I had a Britney Spears poster.
Oh, really?
You had a Jenny McCarthy poster?
I had Jenny McCarthy, Carmen Electra poster.
Whoa.
Yeah. Tyra Banks.
Wow.
And Pamela Anderson.
Wow. These are all inappropriate posters, I would assume, for a youngster.
They're in bikinis.
A lot of bikinis, yeah.
Yeah, they're bikinis.
Who did you say you had?
Britney Spears?
Britney Spears in a provocative.
Nothing, not bikini.
No,
wasn't a bikini.
Probably maybe the red.
Probably some Daisy
Toxic.
Dukes and something
like
probably.
that. Yeah, I had 3 Doors Down.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Dave Matthews.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
Thank you. There was one other one that I can't remember. Maybe it was Lit or something like that.
Oh, that was good. My Own Worst Enemy is one of my favorite songs.
I feel like it was the Lit from My Own Worst Enemy, whatever that album cover was, and he's like laying in a pool, like the lead singer's laying on a donut in the pool.
I didn't just have girls, by the way, guys. I also had I had a Blink 182 poster.
Cool.
I wasn't allowed to have girl
posters.
pictures.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I had a Junior Seau also, football player poster.
How about in the world of a 13-year-old today, JC? Does Casey have posters up on his wall?
No.
Doesn't ever think about it? Why would you?
And I don't blame my son. No. It's not my son's fault. It's my wife.
She doesn't want that on the
My
walls.
wife is she's a clean freak. And when I look back at pictures from when she was a teenager, her room was just like mine, covered in posters and all that stuff, surfing posters. And she doesn't let her the only poster my kids have, out of both of them, my daughter has a Taylor Swift, 2 of them. One of them on the back of her door and another one on her wall. And then she has a Taylor Swift like blanket that she has on her wall.
Is the one on the wall framed?
Is
it a framed poster?
There's a framed picture that's a signed Taylor Swift picture that was gifted to me that I gave to Chloe. But my wife says no because it ruins the aesthetic of the room.
For sure.
So my son doesn't have any posters. He has like a framed car picture. And I was like, I got him a football poster with the teams on it, but his mom only let him put it in the closet door, so it's never showing.
Yep.
So yeah, there's no posters. Yeah.
My son's got a pretty good boys' room, I think. His is decorated with a lot of sports stuff. So he has most of the teams. We live in Texas. Most of the Texas teams, Cowboys, Mavs, Stars.
Yeah.
Things like that. Wings. We got like different pennants on the wall, posters. He's got some pictures and stuff from his baseball teams that he's played on displayed. So
should I tell my son, if you want to decorate your room however you want, go for it, and I eat it? Like when Kinsey comes up and goes, "What'd you guys do to the room I deck?" Because his room is pretty cool looking.
Yeah.
But what happens when he comes back with like, yeah, man, like I think I need to like let's get this OnlyFans model and this,
First of all, I guess Jenny McCarthy would be the equivalent.
Right, exactly.
Right, yeah. You had babes and stuff up there.
But Jenny McCarthy was hosting a TV show.
Sure.
Singled out.
Okay.
Yeah. Not like these low rent piece of garbage OnlyFans.
Yeah, he comes home
women.
with an Alex Earl bikini poster.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, all
Alex
right.
Earl's fine because she's Dancing with the Stars. She's a celebrity.
She
She's not.
is.
Yeah, I mean, I would. It's tough. It's
Yeah.
hard to say you can't when I did.
Sure.
Yeah, I would probably not let him. Looking back at, don't do what I did.
Yeah.
It's not. I didn't do things right.
How about the what am I trying to say here? Like, whatever. Like, I turned out fine.
Like that, who cares about spanking? I got spanked. I turned out fine.
I hear people say I turned out fine all the time, and I go, in what world did you turn out fine? I've never heard of anybody being fine.
I would tell you this:
is anybody fine?
I did not turn out fine, guys.
Right, exactly.
I was messed up. I have therapy.
So I think we go. I probably go hard in the other direction of what was I not allowed to do, or what was I allowed to do, and I go, I'm going to do the opposite.
And again, I do have to. My parents were not bad parents. I was just getting these posters. And number two, when I was little, had a clown hanging from my wall that scared the crap out of me for years.
Because mom put it up there to decorate?
My dad did.
Yeah.
Because he knew I was scared of clowns. And I kept getting out of bed to go to their bed. So he said, if you get out of bed, this clown comes alive. And again, they were young parents.
Nailed it.
So I believed it. And so I wouldn't get out of bed because this clown was going to kill me.
Write a parenting book. Mm-hmm. That's great.
When it comes to things, Trey, like you're saying, well, I turned out fine. I am now of the opinion that just because things have been done one way does not mean they have to be done another way. Or they can't be a new way.
Every way.
Yeah, it doesn't always, like spanking. That's great that you turned out fine, but maybe we don't hit kids.
So progressive.
Maybe we don't have to hit a kid.
I don't hit my kids.
Yeah.
Never will. But I raise my voice. There's people that say you shouldn't raise your voice at your children. I have a friend, and you should. I'm going to give him a plug. His name's Mal Hall. He's a dude that was an intern when I started radio, and when I used to drive the vans around, he would sit next to me, and he once told me, he's like, I'm going to start comedy. I'm going to do comedy. And I was like, all right, man. And he had a notebook, and he started writing jokes and everything. So now Mal is doing great. He tours with Angela Johnson. He just had his first special came out.
That's great.
But he has this bit that is so spot on about how kind of weak some parents are. The parents that are, hey, buddy, green light, red light. And they don't raise their voice. They don't yell at their kids. And he grew up like we did. And he's like, nah, man, yell at your kids. Mm-hmm. Like, get on to them when they mess something up. And his bit is so funny. It's like a red light, green light bit that he does. If you ever check him out, it's hilarious. But it's okay. It's okay to parent, right?
Yes, but you give them a couple of, hey, man, hey, come here, can I talk to you for a second real quick?
You don't snap right away.
Right. It's, I mean, running out into traffic, you got to yell immediately. But I think you give them a little bit of, hey, let me talk to you. Let's talk through this for a second. Let me explain to you why. And you know what? Before I became a father, I thought kids were idiots. Mm-hmm. Like the dumbest things in the world. Like, what? Yeah, the kid's never going to figure it out. Whatever. He's not an adult. And like my 2-year-old, I think, understands just about everything. Mm-hmm. Like he's not able to verbalize it.
But he gets it.
But he can tell, like it feels like he can understand everything. And Quaid, too, for the longest has been able to like understand it. So I feel like I really can, and this may just be my own experience because I only have my 2 kids, but I sit there and I try to talk to Hudson. Like last night, I was sitting there with him and I go, hey, man, I know we let brother do stuff first a lot, and we ask him what he wants for dinner first or what he wants to watch on TV, what song he wants to listen to in the car. And I'm going to try to be a little bit better about asking you first. And I literally said it in that tone because he's been having some terrible 2 issues. Mm-hmm. And like, he goes, okay, Dad. I am maybe playing into it a little bit, but I think he really did listen to me and understand. And he wasn't upset like he normally is when he goes to his crib after I talked to him. It was a really nice little moment. I really think this 2-year-old gets it.
I agree with you. Because you're having normal conversations, and I think we shouldn't baby talk our kids. I think you should talk to your kids like grown-ups.
Yeah.
Like if I'm having a conversation with Chloe or Kaysen, since they were like 2 years old, obviously when I was a new parent, I was like, oh, you're so cute.
Of course, that's
but
fun.
Once they were 2, I would tell Kay, hey, Kaysen, buddy, it's time to go to bed, okay? And he would either respond by going, okay, and going to bed, or he would go, no.
Right. I hate that no.
I hate
that no.
No. And I go, all right, man, here's the thing. There's not an option here, okay? I am the boss. One day, you're going to have a job. So this is your job. You're a kid. I'm saying bedtime. And the more he fights after he doesn't want to follow instructions, the more like, the more stern you got to keep getting. It's the
Sure.
rise.
Yeah.
And eventually they learn, all right, if I listen to my parents the first time, it's going to be smooth sailing.
Right.
That's what I keep doing. I go, Hudson, if you say please, you get just about anything in the whole world.
Right.
I want mac and cheese. If you say please, it'll be the first time you ask, yes, go ahead. Anyway.
That's the lesson we should teach our kids. The easier going you are, the more you listen to your parents or your teachers the first time, or even police officers, by the way. I know sometimes you want to be like, oh, just if they say, hey, what you doing? Don't turn around and go like, you're violating my rights. Just go, officer, I'm walking over here. And the more you just talk with people and follow through, the better life tends to be. The more you fight back, the harder it tends to be.
You know, recently I've had to say something to my children that my parents said to me. And every time my parents said it to me, I would roll my eyes and say, you're full of it. This is dumb. Kids, I have to yell because you don't listen unless I yell. You're not going to stop picking on each other.
Yeah.
You're not going to pick up this or that. You're not going to do X, Y, Z. Because I've told you 3 times and you didn't do it.
Were they like, Dad, why are you yelling?
No, it's just like I'm in the middle of like barking at him about something. I'm like, hey guys, I'm sorry, but you didn't listen the last 30 minutes I've asked you to do something. So now I have to speak like this so that you do it.
And are you speaking like that?
Sometimes a little more forceful.
Right. We cleaned it up a little bit for that because like that didn't seem that bad to me. That sounded like somebody that needed something to get done. You're using your strong voice. You're speaking directly.
By the way, it's absolutely okay, parents, to go in after maybe you lose your cool a little bit to your kids, after everybody calms down and go, hey, I'm sorry I yelled at you.
Mm-hmm.
But this is why it went down, and I am human. It's okay to let your kids know you are human. You are not somebody who is flawless. It's okay to let them know you have flaws and go, I lost my cool, and that's not okay. I'm not saying it's okay, but also we have to help each other. You got to show them the solution to why we get to certain problems in a family. That's something that I had to learn with my son, and it's helped me with my daughter immensely. You know, it's one of those like, hey, buddy, I am sorry I raised my voice. I'm sorry I yelled. I'm sorry if I scared you, but I told you 5 times. You know?
Yes.
And you see them processing this, and now that they're calm, they do process, and they remember, like, yeah, he did tell me 5 times. And eventually, people, your friends, if you treat them that way, they will lose their cool too. Your teachers, they tell you to do something over and over again, they will lose their cool too. As you get older, your coaches, if you play sports, they will lose their cool too. So it's like the lessons they learn are from us as parents and the way how we handle them. So if you continuously go like, it's okay, buddy, and you just keep it that level, they are never going to learn when they get treated like that by another human that, what did I do wrong? What's he yelling at me for? I'm over here just being human. So that's why I think it is important and sometimes necessary for us to raise our voices.
Right.
In conclusion.
So do y'all play rough with your girls?
Yes.
You do?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, just check. I have no idea what in that space, but I have, roughhousing with the boys. Probably take it a little further than Kara wants me to. Throw them across the room onto the couch. Whatever.
Absolutely.
It's a blast. It's fun. They're having, I every once in a while I go, oh, that might be a little minor CTE. But I like to do that. It's pretty much a daily thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
And the best times to do it is right before bedtime, Trey. The wives love it when you do that right before bedtime.
I had them set to go to sleep, and you're wrestling as adrenaline's going. Sorry, babe.
My trouble is that they'll start it like right after dinner time.
Yeah.
And it lasts for the hour until bedtime. It wasn't that I was trying to take it to bedtime. It was
it just happens.
If it was going to be 10 minutes, then that would have been the perfect time.
Yeah,
It just
we're having a
happened
good
to be an
time.
hour.
Hold on, let me just throw them down the stairs one more time. They're laughing.
Yeah. Enjoy it, by the way.
And my brother does. My oldest Quaid. He not like a super like want to fight people guy, but he does like to throw a punch and hit me every once in a while. And I've told him 150,000 times, hey, listen, you're roughhousing with Dad. Do not hit other kids. We've never had an issue with it. Whatever. And we have to dial it back a little bit because I don't want Hudson to see you hit me. So definitely don't hit me while Hudson's in the room. Whatever.
Where's he hitting you? Just like in the shoulder and stuff?
Arm. If he hits me in the head, I go, hey, listen, dude, never hit me in the face. Never hit me in the head, in the face. That's going to make me mad. But give me a little jab here and there while we're roughhousing. Don't just walk up. Anyway, there's a whole lot of rules that he follows really, really well. And so I go, hey, man, hit me as hard as you can.
Ooh.
Right here in the shoulder. Just hit me right here.
Oh, you don't want to take it in the
as
stomach?
hard as you can. And he threw a punch. And it, it was, didn't hurt. Not like I'm like, ugh, but it wasn't like a super, super strong punch. And then so, a couple of days go by, we're wrestling, blah, 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 blah. And he just throws one of his hard punches again without like me going, hey, throw a punch at me. So I hit him back.
Oh, okay.
At the same
percentage.
What I thought of as the same pop back.
Yeah.
And he wasn't hurt. He was just like,
Hey,
what in the world did you just do? Dad? And I go, I'd said this to him a number of times, but I was like, hey man, if you hit somebody, they might hit you back.
Yeah, that's why I don't do it.
And he like totally understood that and then like kept wanting to wrestle. So I think that was a good little lesson. But
Sure.
I was just wondering if girls ever get involved.
But I'm not punching my daughter.
Sure.
But we do kind of wrestle, and I can still wrestle with Chloe. And by the way, it reminded me of this. You know that, have you seen those videos on Instagram of the moms picking up their son for the last time?
Yeah,
it's the
it's
last
real
time.
sweet.
It's a real sweet, because you never remember the last time you picked up your son, and even daughter for that matter. And so these moms are picking up their like 12, 13-year-old sons, and now they know the last time they picked them up because they're getting big and strong. I don't have that with my son, and I'm not going to do that because he's 6'3" now. But he's about the age of these kids that are doing the fad, but it just would look weird. But Kason and I do wrestle, and I do remember the last time we wrestled because we are not going to do it anymore. Because it came a time where I went up there, and we would just kind of wrestle. They have like a little play area upstairs where their TV is, and Kason and I would wrestle there. Well, we were up there, and my son came out of his room, and I gave him a check with my shoulder.
Yep.
And usually he would go flying, and it was funny, and then he would come at me, and we'd wrestle. Well, this time I walked by him, I shoulder checked him going to Chloe's room, and when I shoulder checked him, I went back. Like he stood firm, and I'm the one whose shoulder went back, and I was like, wait a minute, what
Hold
the heck?
on.
Yeah.
Hold
That's
on
not
one second.
supposed to happen.
And so then he, like we used to, started kind of trying to wrestle with me. And so I'm kind of fending off this freaking spider of
This
a kid.
beast.
Right.
And I go,
Super
all right, buddy.
flexible,
Because I'm
yeah.
getting to the point where like, I can feel his strength, guys.
Yeah.
I feel it's different than it was before. Now it's like, this is like kind of like young man strength. And I go, all right, bro, don't make Casey. And I said, don't, buddy, dude, I'm your dad. Stop. Come on. And I'm trying to tell him to stop, but he's not stopping. And I finally got him so where I get his shoulders and I stand him up a little bit and I take my right leg and I put it behind him and I slam him down. As a kid, that was fun. And he'd go, wee, and slam him. As a young man who now is 6'3", 170 pounds, I was not able to soften his
Yeah, you
fall.
can't stop the momentum.
So when I tell you this dude fell, bam! My wife thought I died.
Mm-hmm.
She came, I could hear her, Jose! She runs over to the stairs, and we're on the ground wrestling, and he's kind of laughing a little bit. And I was like, I told you I had, and I have my forearm in his chest, and we're wrestling. She goes, what happened? And I go, what? She goes, are you okay? You knocked down a lamp. Like stuff fell, like a picture fell down because he landed so hard. I go, we're just wrestling. She goes, no more. Never again. Can't wrestle. So the last time I wrestled Kason was last week.
That's great.
Last Thursday.
I'd just do it in the yard.
I guess we're going to have to go outside in the yard now. But yeah, enjoy wrestling with your son.
It's great. It's so much fun.
Eventually mom's like, oh, somebody's going to get hurt. And it's going to be me. which is fine. By the way, he's faster than me now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
You're slowing down, old man.
I didn't race him, but I saw his 40 time, and I know not to race him now.
Yeah, you're like, ooh, can't do that.
And
Right. Yeah. Why? You're the weather, my knees.
Yeah.
acting
Well,
up.
my friend told me that I'm soft for not racing him because we were at a football tryout for 7-on-7, and they ran those 40-yard dashes with like the laser, so they tell them they're 40s. And I'm expecting my son to run like, I don't know. My fastest ever was a 4.69. It's okay, but I ran that as a senior in high school. And so I'm expecting my son to run maybe a 5.4 40, something like that, 5.3, something like that. And when my son came up and ran, the coach looked at me with like a shocked face. And I go, what'd he run? He goes, dude, he's pretty fast. I'm like, oh, 5.1, 5.2. He goes, 4.7. And I go, wait, my son is running that now? He goes, yeah. And so he comes over to the coach and he goes, what'd I run? He goes, 4.78. And my son looks at me and he goes, Dad, you want to race after practice? And I go, nope. We are never racing again. And he goes, why? Because I'm faster than you? And I was like, I don't know, man, because the last time we raced, I won. So I can't today.
Yeah, you just got to retire on top.
And so he walks away, and the coach is my friend. He goes, dude, that's soft.
I agree.
No.
I agree 100%.
I'm not going to rate. What if no, man. I got to keep my win.
That's what's the word? There's something important about your son seeing the payoff to his hard work.
He saw it in the number.
Okay. All right.
He saw it in the number.
If you told him that that's faster or as fast as your fastest 40 time,
my ego cannot take getting beat by my 8th grade son yet. I will pass the torch maybe next year when he's in 9th grade.
Yeah.
But something in me just would not allow a middle school kid to beat me in a race. So I said no.
Did you ever let him win? Like
no.
So
never.
Like when they were 3 years old, you would
never
just smoke them.
I would smoke them. I've smoked my kid from the beginning of when we started playing sports.
Interesting.
Even at when I was coaching his football team and we started playing tackle in 2nd grade and I was running the scout offense, I would smoke those kids. I was running for 800 yards and 7 touchdowns every scrimmage.
Okay.
Because I figured that they would never see that speed in the game, and when they would get to the game, it'd slow down for them. So I never let them win. I never let my son win in basketball, soccer, football, board games, nothing.
Really?
I never let him win.
Nick?
Video games? Nope.
I don't do as much athletic stuff as JC's talking about.
How about board games?
No, I mean, I'm not taking it easy in any tic-tac-toe games or anything like that.
Because,
really?
Dude, the first time they beat you and they know that you're not taking it easy on them, now we're talking about when they're 2 years old, yes, I would let them win, right? When they're little, tiny, 2 to maybe 5 years old,
all right.
Yes. But once they got into elementary school, I was going, we're playing to win. And when they finally beat me at something, whether it was tic-tac-toe, Trouble, the Game of Life, or whatever board game, even in sports, because they started kind of beating me at certain things in the backyard, like soccer, they thought it was the Super Bowl. And they knew that it was a real win. It wasn't like a hand me.
Yeah.
What about you? You let your kids win all the time?
All the time. I mean, all the time. The board games go so much faster.
True.
True.
But you can cheat and just make it end faster if you was a parent.
It's more fun if I'm, no, you're going too fast.
Sure.
I said, come on, slow down. It's more fun for me. It's more fun for them. And what are we trying to do here?
I've seen videos of parents. It's like every year on their kid's birthday, they have a race.
Yep.
And then there's that one year when they finally beat dad in the race. And it's a big deal. They've been doing this for
that was me and
17
Kaysen.
years,
right.
18 years. Yeah.
That was me and Kaysen. This is the first year we didn't race.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that.
Oh, yeah. So I've had this dream since I've become a father of a boy of what is the threshold, the big thing that I would do with my son to make him a man, what's the thing that going hunting is one of those coming of age kind of things, or getting him a knife, a pocket knife is kind of like I'm a grown up now kind of thing. Did y'all have those moments with your
I don't
parents?
think so.
I didn't meet my father till I was 23.
Okay.
And then my dad that kind of adopted me was always working, so I didn't really have.
There's no shaving.
Did you?
Yep. My dad tried to give me a pocket knife once, and then he cut his finger really bad, and we had to cancel the camping trip we were going on because he had to go get stitches. So I was listening to a Walton Goggins interview from Fallout and Justified and all that. I was listening to a Walton Goggins interview, and he was talking about how he got injured while he was doing this kind of special thing with his 14-year-old son. He took his 14-year-old son, about to be 15, to Western Mongolia for a 2-week...
Love their beef.
A 2-week trip across the country on horseback.
Oh, my gosh.
So,
wow.
As
what a man.
Day 3 comes up, and Walton, ends up getting hurt with his 14-year-old son.
We're just going down this little bitty hill, and she trips.
The horse.
And she falls, and she rolls on top of me. And yeah, I was able to push her off, and she stood up. She was okay, but I thought I broke my leg. And I felt it, and it's like, okay, you're okay. You didn't do that. But I stood up, and I immediately fell down. And I realized that something was really wrong. This is the least populated country in the world. There's nobody coming to save you. And then by day 3, it got to a point where it took me like an hour and a half to get out of the tent, an hour and a half to wash my face. And my son came up to me this morning, and he said, Dad, are you okay? And I looked at him, and I said, no, buddy, I'm not. Like, I'm really not okay. And I said, I need you. I need you to take care of me. And the look on his face, I swear, Jimmy, he was just ashen. And he did. He stepped up, and he took care of me for the next 9 days and made sure that I was okay. And yeah, and he became a man.
That's really cool.
So the trip he thought he was taking him on, the lessons learned ended up being something completely different.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a crazy thing to be like, hey, here's what we're doing for your 15th birthday. He's rich, he's famous and all that, so there's a whole different ball game. But I was like, I wonder what I want to do with my kid to like make a coming of age kind of moment.
I've always wanted to do some sort of,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's camping or I'm not really a big camper, but like an RV something, like a road trip with my kid, just me and him.
Right.
And then one day just me and her.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think that'd be kind of fun.
I haven't come up with a great idea. There's hunting. Not a hunter. Never killed anything
Same.
myself.
Same.
There's like your first beer.
Right. First cigar.
Yeah.
I do want to do that with my son.
But I want it
if he
bigger
ever
and-
wants to drink or smoke a cigar, but I want to be I want to enjoy that with him for the first time.
But I don't want it to be like a substance thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want it to be beer or nicotine.
You can go skydiving.
Skydiving's a great. That's going to be mine with Hudson. I nailed.
You think so?
Nailed it.
You think he'd be up for it?
And Quaid might. Quaid really
The
might.
second born's a little more adventurous.
Hudson would go today and love it.
You can start with iFly, the indoor skydiving.
Yeah. I bet he would go nuts for it.
We've talked about that because I've gone skydiving, and my son asked me because a picture comes up on my Facebook every year, and I showed him. I was like, "Here's your dad skydiving," and he goes, "I want to skydive."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Would you go with me?" And my wife was sitting right there, and she goes, "No." And I go, "Why not?" I was like, "No, like the odds of people passing away on skydiving tandem jumps is pretty low, babe." And she goes, "No." I was like, "But it's going to be, we're not together. It's one of us going." And she goes, "Yeah, but how would I secure that he's the safe one?" I'm like, "Wait a minute. Hold on a second."
I thought maybe like a sailing trip, like the two of us sailing together.
Whoa.
I would have to learn how to sail.
Yeah,
first.
I was going to say on your own, like no helper.
I would love to learn how to sail. It seems very like, I don't know, just like, I don't know. It just seems like something that like a guy
dude
would know
does.
how to
And by
do.
sail, you're like a quarter mile off the coast.
Sure.
So you can get your life vest on and float back.
You know what my dream one is? Taking my son to a Super Bowl.
That'd be cool.
Like
Okay.
me and him, my job makes that very difficult because we always have to go to work the very next day.
If you
That's
get the chance,
I'm sure we could
everybody
take the
work
day off,
around
but
it.
that's why I think the Monday after the Super Bowl should be a federal national holiday so that I could do this with my son one day. But I really think because we bonded so much over, I think going to another city for an entire weekend and going to Super Bowl events and then going to the actual game together would be sick.
Yeah.
I'm not teaching him anything because I don't really know a lot of man stuff, but I think that would be a cool trip for us.
Experience together for sure. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Are you guys doing Christmas stuff right now, by the way?
Oh, yes.
Can I
We're in
t-
the thick of it.
Right now, because we're about to wind the podcast down. Can I tell you something that kind of it hurt me a little bit?
Oh, no.
So my daughter is 12, and on the beginning of November, she goes, "I'm so excited for next month. The elves are coming."
Mm-hmm.
If you had little kids around, we're talking magic here, so be forewarned. So I looked at my wife, and I'm like, "Whoa!" I was like, "Cool." She's hoping the elves come back. All right. So I looked at her and I said, "Yeah, that's really cool. They're coming back December 1st." And so my wife and I talked, and I said, "I don't know how I feel about this because my son at this time he had already faded from that. Like he wasn't asking about the elves, isn't asking about the other things, but my daughter still is. And my son has been as much as he bothers his sister, as much as he picks on her if she gets in trouble, he just rejoices.
Right.
Well, if he gets in trouble, she's like, Dad, can you not ground Case and can you give him his controller back? And for him, he steps up and he's a helper. Like he got hired by Santa. He's a helper now and helps with the elves ask for his help and all that stuff. And so he has stepped up majorly where he reminds us like, hey guys, the elves are going to come, which has been really sweet.
It is.
But what hurt me was the second day the elves were there, they left Santa wants to know what you want paper to fill out.
Okay.
For her and for her brother. And I was watching her as a dad fill it in. And I had this like really emotional moment where I used to write that down for her because she couldn't write.
Mm-hmm.
And she's writing her name, and it's so pretty. Her writing is so pretty, and it says age 12. And then it asks, what do you want for Christmas? And she named a couple of things. She wants like skincare stuff and like whatever, and some Taylor Swift stuff. And then it got to where it said, have you been naughty or nice? And it says naughty, nice, mixture. And I saw her look at the naughty, and she passed it on, and I was like, yeah, she ain't naughty. And then she looked at the nice, and she kind of went back to the naughty, and then she X'd a mixture. And she has never clicked that. She's always put.
Of course I'm nice.
She's nice.
I'm Chloe. I'm the nicest.
She's always been nice. And I looked at her and I was like, mixture? And she goes, yeah, because I wasn't like nice to you guys a couple times, and I kind of raised my voice, and it made me feel sad that she has that.
It sucks that somebody has to be introspective.
Yes,
she's been holding on to that.
She's been holding on to something this year where she felt bad about, to where she got to that. She was actually like literally hovering on naughty for a second. And I was like, did you really think? I was like, Chloe, getting mad or not listening to your mom and dad isn't naughty. It's just you being you and questioning things. That's okay. Questioning things is okay. It's not naughty. It's okay to feel different than me and your mom feel. It's okay to not want to clean your room. And she goes, I know, but sometimes I could have acted or responded differently, so that's why I put mixture. And she filled it out and finished it and signed it and put it back. And I just sat there, and it made me emotional.
Yeah.
Because I was like, dang, my daughter is now to the time of her life where she literally is thinking about things way differently.
Yeah, she can remember something 8 months ago
than she did last year,
yeah.
right? When she was marking nice.
And then she puts down on the list, she's like, pack of Marlboro Reds.
Right, yeah right.
Yeah.
Because honestly, her behavior from when she's been little has been pretty much the same. She's been rebellious at certain times and not cleaned up her room. And she doesn't throw fits or anything like that, but she's had her moments where she's not happy, and that's okay. You don't have to be happy all the time. But this year was the year where she finally was like, no, I wasn't perfect.
Did Santa ever skip over anybody? Like, Santa always came, right? Even though like that was the threat. Hey, if you're not good, Santa doesn't come.
But sometimes I would be like, dang, I must have been bad, because my friends would be like, I got a PlayStation and 5 video games, and I'd show up and I'd be like, damn, I got underwear and socks and a shirt.
I've seen videos of people online that do give their kids coal for Christmas,
right?
And like that's it. That's
I'm
not
not
happened
cool
with
with
me. I've never known anyone that's actually done that.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That sounds pretty awful when we're talking about, not letting your kids win and stuff
Sure.
like that, teaching them lessons and everything. I don't think that's a lesson I'm willing to teach.
Right.
But I've also never dealt with the kid who maybe that's actually something that you need to do to wake them up.
That's
so
true.
I've never been in that situation. I don't know.
I do think that, and if I could redo certain things now as an older parent, I would go back and tell Santa, hey, let me handle the big presents. Like if something's expensive or a little more costly, let me take care of that. You handle smaller gifts. Because I was that kid that would hear all the other kids that got blessed by Santa Claus and got the really cool gifts. And I remember thinking I wasn't worthy.
Right.
Santa
gave that kid a $500 PlayStation.
I was like, that kid literally was bullying me last week because of the shoes I'm wearing, and he got a PlayStation. And I'm like, I thought I was a good person, and it really affected me mentally. So maybe it's not affecting your kids, but them going to school and talking about what Santa brought them and how awesome it is can absolutely affect another kid's mentality. Because I absolutely started thinking I was absolutely worthless when I was like in 3rd and 4th and 5th grade. I was like, I'm worthless. I'm not even good enough for Santa to bring me.
Right. I'm trying my best because I want Santa to bring
Bro.
me what I ask for. And
that's when I started, like, my behavior went a little bit down. And that's when I started getting a little more feisty. And, like, I was like, oh, screw this. I'm not, nobody likes me.
Yeah, and you know what? Give me credit for giving the good gift.
Thank you.
Give me credit for giving the expensive PlayStation.
Let me work a little
Thank you,
extra.
Dad.
Yeah, let me
Thank
work a
you,
little
Mom.
overtime, Santa. Let me handle my kids. I got this. You go ahead. You get them some cool clothes.
Yeah,
or something.
Santa, I love the board game.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Lego set is cool. You go ahead and get them a Lego set. I'm cool with that. But let me handle the cool. You tell them. I got this.
Thank you for these nice Nikes, Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For once.
Well,
Anyways,
'tis the season. I hope everyone is in the holiday spirit. And don't forget, guys, you need to get your wife something. Fill their stockings. Someone's got to fill Mom's stockings too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chloe, Casey, and I go to Target every year together to
That's
get
good.
our stocking stuff.
That's good. So, anyways, do that. Put that on your to-do list.
Yep.
It'll be here before you know it. So, I'm Nick.
I'm Trey.
I'm JC.
And don't forget,
Stand up straight.
The Chatty Daddies Podcast.